Another exciting episode of the Forefront Radio. We're going to get into a discussion that is long overdue. This discussion is about stopping the violence in so called Black communities, stopping the violence in urban centers. The Forefront Radio is a diaspora news channel dedicated to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We teach that you are the lost tribes of Israel according to the Bible. And our mission today is to discuss the various things we see going on in our communities and to help promote the strength and unity of men to stop gang culture, gang lifestyles, anti-lifestyle urban areas, and promote sober-mindedness and the reality of men needing to stand up for our communities. All right, let's get right into it. We're going to touch on Psalms chapter 94, verse 16. It says, "Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?" You see, our people need to stand up against the evildoers. This whole mindset that we have in our community where we say stop snitching is long overdue for us to address. Rap culture has been brainwashing our men to not want to grow up to be doctors, to not want to grow up to be lawyers, to not want to grow up to be prominent people in society. But the music industry has now brainwashed our young men to say, I want to be a thug when I grow up. I want to be a gangster when I grow up. I want to be a pusher when I grow up. Now it's time for men to stand up. Once again, who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? What Black folks have not figured out already is that this Bible is your history book. That's right. The Bible documents everything we have done from the beginning to the end. And we fall for the lies and deception and have got ourselves involved with gang lifestyle so much that we're the head, we're the top in the prison population. And this Bible is talking about you and you don't even realize it. Watch this. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 42, verse 22. It says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. Meaning what? Robbed of our identity, robbed of our culture, robbed of our way of life. We really think that hip hop is our culture. We really think being a gangster is our culture. We really think street walking is our culture. We think Bloods and Crips and Vice Lords is our culture when it's not. When it's not. Watch this. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes. What is a hole that people use to slang recreational things in? They call it a trap house. The reason why they call it a trap is because the police already know that they're setting up shop in a broken, abandoned building, right? And they getting customers coming in and out of that building over and over and over. And it just take one phone call for the cops to show up and be like, all right, take these Negroes to jail. No matter where we are in society, we're always in the ghettos, in the hoods, in the slums, in the shanty houses, in the barrios, in the favelas, gang banging, crip walking, street talking. Why? Because we've been brainwashing the society to live in a trap mindset to say, hey, we can't do nothing greater than to be a gangster. Watch this. But this is the people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. Prison houses. Prison houses. Who suffer from mass incarceration in America? The Black man. Who suffer from mass incarceration in America? So-called Hispanics. Who suffer from mass incarceration in America? The lost tribes of Israel. The lost sons of Jacob. Now it's time for us to stand up as men and fight against the oppression by waking up the minds of our young men and say, you ain't got to be no gangbanger, brother. You ain't got to walk in the streets, brother. You ain't got to sag your pants no more. You ain't got to bang no more. Isaiah chapter 42, verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes. They are hid in prison houses, prison houses, prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivers, for a spoil, and none saith restore. Meaning what? Who's going to restore these broken people? Who's going to restore these broken people that are the descendants of captivity, that have been brainwashed by Eurocentric delusionalism, right? Because when you notice on television, the only ones that's promoting the gang lifestyle is in our urban centers. You don't see Chinese people promoting gang lifestyle. And if they do, they got it from the blacks in America. You don't see Arab people embracing gang lifestyle. And if they do, they got it from the blacks in America. You don't see people in Africa doing that. You don't see people in Asia doing that. You don't see people in South America doing that, except they got it from our people that were entertained by Europeans paying them numerous amount of money to promote an anti-lifestyle that don't make no damn sense. Here it is. Most of these people that say that they gangster in the music industry, all of them is squared up. All of them are living normal, comfortable lives with their wife, with their kids, in their mansion. While you think their music is promoting you to be a gangster, they chilling at the crib, going to shows and taking their kid to Chuck E. Cheese and shit. While you think, oh, I'm about to live that life. I'm going to get it how I live. Let me hustle. Let me make sure I get this money. Let me make sure I get this guap. That's how our people think. They really think what they see on the television screen is real. They think these movies promoting anti-lifestyles, right? Like Get Rich or Die Trying, right? Like 8 Mile. They think that stuff is real. Now, we do acknowledge that gang lifestyle is out here, but most of these rappers that's promoting it, they ain't in the streets like that. They not in the streets like that. Once they get their $1 million, $100,000, $500,000 check, guess what? They leaving you in the streets while they chilling at the crib making money. Program them, correct, tell a lie vision. Programming us to keep our people down. Keep our mindset low. Keep us diminished. Keep us thinking that we can't do no better for ourselves. Y'all, this Bible got our card, y'all. This Bible got our card. I'm telling you. Watch this. Who among you will give ear to this? Meaning, who's going to listen? Who will hearken and hear for time to come? Meaning what? This written down in the Bible was written thousands of years ago to reveal that the Lord is righteous and revealing this to us. Who gave Jacob for a spoil? Meaning who? Meaning what? Who gave these black folks over to the Europeans as slaves? Who gave black folks over to the Arabs as slaves? And who gave these black folks over to the Europeans as slaves? Who gave black folks over to the Arabs as slaves? And now they living in the slums and barrios. They always on the bottom. Who gave Hispanics the anti-lifestyles to be Latin kings? Who told you that it's better to be a GD, a vice lord, a blood, a crip, a pimp? Who told you those things? Who among you will give ear to this information? Did not the Lord, meaning didn't God do it? He against whom we have sinned. He against whom we have sinned. For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law, unto his law. On Mount Sinai, it was a group of black and brown people that was with Moses given laws. Did our ancestors take heed to the laws? No, we wanted to follow religion. We wanted to follow politics. We wanted to follow sports. We wanted to follow the world. We wanted to follow Scarface, right? Countless of kids grow up watching Scarface, watching gangster movies, watching Shatters. How many of y'all seen Shatters? I remember when I was a kid, I used to watch the movie Shatters, and I was like, yo, I want to be just like that, right? Listening to gang anti-lifestyle music, right? Listening to Tupac, listening to Biggie, listening to Lil Wayne, listening to Jay-Z. Back in the day, all the rappers used to call themselves Big. Big this, Big Papa, Big L. You understand? Now they calling them littles and babies. We've become so degenerate now. We got rappers calling themselves babies and littles. They don't want to be big no more. They don't want to rise above that anti-lifestyle that they learn. They want to be baby this and gangster that and little this. Watch this. It says, Isaiah 42, verse 24, who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to the robbers? Did not the Lord, he against whom we have sinned? For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law. Therefore he hath poured upon him the fury of his anger and the strength of battle, and it had set him on fire round about. Yet he knew it not, and it burned him. Yet he laid it not to heart. Meaning what? Our people see that we are in the lowest conditions. They see we getting burned at both ends of the stick. They see that we getting unalived by the cops. Many of our people being innocent. We see our uncles and fathers and brothers locked in jail for years, cousin in jail for years, for minor shit, man. But these evildoers that's walking on the earth, these European folks walking on the earth, have been the biggest gangsters on the planet, stealing people, stealing resources, stealing gold. And then they'd say, Lil Raheem that took $25 out of the register, you need to go to jail for 20 years. You got a minor infarction, you got some Mary J on you, you need to go to jail for 5-10 years. You got into a bar fight with your brother, instead of giving you an anger management class, they want to lock you up for 20 years. You need to go to jail for 5-10 years. You got into a bar fight with your brother, instead of giving you an anger management class, they want to lock you up for 20 years. And fugitives all around us. You understand? They criminalize little 17-year-olds, little 12-year-olds, little 14-year-old black boys and black kids and calling them y'all some adults. When they do something bad, they say y'all some adults. But here it is. I see Eurocentric kids walking around spraying people with Uzis left and right, but nobody's saying nothing. Oh, we need to find out what's wrong with them. Maybe they have some sort of, difficulties upstairs. We need some counseling. When Kyle Rittenhouse went into a crowd of people and started spraying super soakers everywhere, they say, oh, let's give him some counseling. He just needs some community service. But let you even carry a pew. Oh, nah, they're going to put you under the jail. They're going to put you under the jail. That's what they do. That's America for you. Two different criminal systems. Listen, for a period of 20 years, y'all, Dothan, Alabama, locked up different criminal systems. Listen, for a period of 20 years, y'all, Dothan, Alabama, locked up black men that were innocent of crimes for 20 years. It wasn't until Vice News investigated it that it got exposed to the media and to the general public on social media. Prior to that, nobody knew. It wasn't until it did it that it got exposed to the media and to the general public on social media. Prior to that, nobody knew. It wasn't until Stop and Frisk got recorded on cameras where innocent black and Latino men were getting pulled over by the cops in New York City, right? Cameras where innocent black and Latino men were getting pulled over by the cops in New York City, right? And they were over and over, look, the way black people are being treated, Hispanic people are being treated in America is strange. So now they take our sons, place them in a system where they can't get rehabilitation, where they can't get a degree, where they can't build themselves up for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And then when they get out, all of a sudden they're like, hey, I came in jail innocent, but I came out of jail a criminal. That's what it is, y'all. That's what America does to us. So who's going to stand up against it? Who's going to rise up and say, look, we got to do something different, y'all. We can't go to the voting polls trying to figure out how to vote our way out of oppression. Maybe it's time for us to turn to the real creator, the real God, a black man from the tribe of Judah, whose name is Jesus Christ, whose feet are so dark, it looked like it burned in a furnace. A black man from the tribe of Judah, not some skinny, whose feet are so dark, it looked like it burned in a furnace. A black man from the tribe of Judah, not some skinny hippie, right? named Caesar Borgia that ain't our ancestor. You understand? Watch this, watch this, watch this. Let's go to, I'm going to show you how the Bible is real, how this Bible is talking about us. Let's go to Hosea chapter 4, verse 1. Hosea chapter 4, verse 1. It says, hear ye the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel, ye children of Israel, you children of Israel. For the Lord have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land. God said, I got a problem with y'all. I got a problem with y'all, with the inhabitants of the land, because, now he's going to tell you the reason why he got a problem with us. Because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. No matter where we go to, all throughout the planet, when you examine our people, they ain't got no truth in them. They ain't got no laws of God in them. They ain't got no mercy for one another. And they ain't got no knowledge of this Bible. So not only do they not know who they are, but they think living a gangster is normal. Living, I want to grow up to be a rapper. I want to grow up to be a thug. Y'all, I was brainwashed with it too, man. Back in the day when I was a kid, I wanted to be just like these entertainers. I wanted to say, hey, let me make rap music. You know, me and my friend, we used to do different songs. We used to do talent shows and record and all of that stuff. Go to the studio, all of that stuff, right? But it wasn't until I came into this truth that I realized all of that was BS. It wasn't until I saw a video where a young man was talking to a record exec and he said, hey, in order for you to get in the game, you got to know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that worship the devil. I was like, what? That went over everybody's head. Me, I paid attention to that. He said, in order to get rich in the game, you got to know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that worship the devil. I said, hell nah. Y'all can do all that devil satanic stuff if you want, but not me. We ain't no ASAP Rocky around here. You understand? What's going on? Shalom. We ain't no Jay-Z around here. You understand? All of them high-level rappers and entertainers is in that gangbang bullshit. And guess what? They worship the damn devil. Straight up. Straight up. Watch this. God says, verse 2, by swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood. Blood toucheth blood. Blood toucheth blood. Y'all thought Forefront was a square? Y'all know I used to be in a motorcycle gang, right? I ain't gonna name it though. You understand? Y'all thought Forefront was some dude that just was always Forefront. You some preacher dude that be out here, you know, trying to save souls and stuff. No, I used to be in the streets. You understand? But the Most High can, if the Most High can change my mindset, the Most High can change your mindset too. When that dude said, you got to know somebody that worship the devil, then I understood that this Bible is about us. Then I understood, yeah, this book is talking about us. It says we ain't got no truth. We ain't got no mercy. Think about it, y'all. Black people will borrow $20 from each other and be like, Negro, I hate you, man. It's like, what you hate him for? Man, he borrowed $20 from me 5 years ago. That nigga never paid me back. I can't stand him. That's how black people are. But here it is, other nations popping you right in the street in front of your face, popping your kids, popping your mama, popping your cousin, popping your daughters. Here it is. I see a video of a black girl with a 2-month-old baby get popped by the police. Where them gangsters at? Where them thugs at? They ain't doing nothing. They not doing anything at all. Hosea chapter 4, verse 1. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel, you children of Israel, you children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land. God got a problem with us. God got a big problem with us. Because now he's going to tell you what he got a problem with. There is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. Watch this. By swearing, do our people love to swear? Yes, they do. By lying, do our people like to lie? Ask them how many kids they got during their income tax check. How many kids you got? Oh, I got one. How many kids you filed? Oh, I filed about 5 of them. Who kids you done? I ain't gonna say that. Ask them, do they know about lying? Oh yeah, they know how to run up a check real quick. They know how to scam real good. I know half of y'all done ran up PPP loans and you ain't got no business. And unaliving and stealing, do black folks go and steal? Asked about them during Hurricane Katrina, what they was doing. Were they having barbecues and cookouts and trying to help each other out? No. No. What were they doing? They were running in the Foot Locker, trying to take all the sneakers out of the Foot Locker. Here it is, a hurricane. You ain't got no food. The lights off. People on the roof talking about I'm about to be unalive because I ain't got nothing to eat. I'm on the roof. And Negroes was trying to rob the Foot Locker for sneakers. They was trying to run into the stores to snatch out TVs. And committing adultery. Do black and brown people love adultery? Listen to the music. You remind me of my Jeep. Yo, that song is about adultery. That song is about adultery. Oh, I don't care I like girls kissing girls where I'm from. That's the type of songs y'all listening to. Promoting women with women. By the gangbangers, teaching that, singing that. That's what we think is, y'all. That's what we think is entertainment, y'all. That's what we think is entertainment, y'all. Watch this. They break out and blood touches blood. Tell me we ain't got Bloods and Crips in our community. Tell me I ain't reading from the Bible. Tell me I'm not reading from the Bible. Watch this. Verse 3. Therefore shall the land mourn, and every one that dwells therein shall languish, with the beast of the field, with the fowls of heaven, yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. Y'all, because our people are doing evil on the earth, the entire creation is out of whack. Because our people are doing evil on the earth, the entire creation is out of whack. Y'all could type on the internet right now. Do a Google search, then come back to the Forefront Radio. Just type massive fish deaths. You're going to see all over the world. Since early 2000, 2010, 2011, whole bunch of marine biology just wiped off the face of the earth. You see massive amounts of birds just falling out of the sky. You see all manner of animals catching mad diseases on the earth. Swine flu, dog flu, cat flu, mad cow disease. This is a direct result of us breaking God's commandments. And guess what? Generational curses being placed on us and on all the earth. Guess what? When the real children of Israel are back in the Holy Land, there will be no more destruction on this earth. There will be no more wars, no more pestilence, no more famines, because then we'll be in our right mind. All creation is waiting for the manifestation of the sons and daughters of God. That's fact, y'all. That's facts, y'all. Nazarite said, I was there to witness the LA uprising in '93. Our people are worse things during calamities. Exactly. Humble Queen said, target the original bloodlines, the world goes to Exactly. Watch this. Yet let no man strive, meaning don't let nobody be arguments and have strife one with another, nor reprove another, meaning what? When we go and try to tell people, hey, it's time for us to work on us. To hell with everybody else. It's time for us to work on us. It's time for us to build our nation. It's time for us to build our people. Now all of a sudden they're like, no, but let's bring Esau and Moab and Ishmael and let's help them develop them. No, we got to work on us first before we get these other nations in check. We got to set watch this. We got to set our houses in order first before we could reprove the people. That's what the scripture says. Let's go to 2nd Esdras. 2nd Esdras chapter 14 verse 13. It says, now therefore set thine house in order. What is our house? The house of Israel. What is our house? The house of Israel. It ain't the house of Baptist. It ain't the house of Pentecostal. It ain't the house of Catholic. It ain't the house of GDs, Vice Lords, Latin Kings, MS-13. It is the house of Israel. That's who we come from. That's our ancestors. It says, now therefore set thine house in order and reprove the people. So we got to check us first. We got to fix us first. We got to get our men in order. We got to get our children in order. We got to get our women in order. Put a 1 in the chat if you understand. Put a 2 in the chat if you're confused. You can't fix these other nations if you don't work on you first. Self-help. Self-help. Help yourself first. Help yours. Here it is. We trying to help other people when we ain't help our damn self first. These Gentiles won't care about nothing you got to say about this Bible unless you work on you. Unless you get your house in order. Unless you get your people in check. Here it is. There's a bunch of niggas reading the Bible. You got some single parent households and y'all ain't got no fathers and y'all gangbanging in the streets. Ain't nobody listening to y'all. Y'all teachers out here drinking liquor on while they teaching the Bible. Ain't nobody listening to y'all. Y'all toting pews in your music videos. Ain't nobody listening to y'all until you get yourself together. You got to work on you first. You got to fix you first. You got to work on you first. 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 13. Now therefore set thine house in order and reprove thy people. Comfort such as them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. So what we do, we go to the prison and we go talk to the brothers and say, hey, get your mind right, bro. Get your mind right, cuz. Get your mind right, bro. Walk upright. This gang stuff ain't working for you, huh? What you doing here? Oh, bro, I need to get some money on my books, man. I need some commissary. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you get your life together? Read your Bible. When you come out of here, I don't need to see you back in here. Let's get a plane ticket. Let's go somewhere else, bro. Let's get up out of America. Let's not deal with the evil of Babylon no more. Let's deal right with each other. That's what we need to start doing. Y'all, this is the mission that Christ said to do. Y'all understand? Watch this. Let's go to Matthew chapter 25. Matthew chapter 25. Let's read verse 35. He says, for I was hungry and you gave me meat. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. I was a stranger and you took me in. Naked and you clothed me. I was sick and you visited me. I was in prison and you came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer and say, Lord, when saw we thee hungry and fed thee, or thirsty, or gave you drink? When saw we a stranger and gave you clothes? When saw we naked and clothed thee? Or when saw you sick, or in prison, and came and clothed thee? Or when saw you sick, or in prison, or we in prison, and came unto thee? Shall answer and say, the least, my brethren, meaning my people, my family, you have done it unto me. Here it is. You got a whole bunch of black people locked up, mass incarceration. And guess what? Whole bunch of black and brown people, mass incarceration. But nobody don't give a damn about them. Nobody looking out for them. Nobody saying nothing. Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. It says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. A lack of knowledge. Now, the Christian pastor been reading that since 1675. Once these Baptists and Pentecostals allowed them to set up their own churches, they read the text that said my people, and they made a whole entire sermon out of it. My people, woo, my people are destroyed, ha, 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 for a lack of knowledge, ha, ha, ha. And when you ask the Christian pastor, what is that lack of knowledge that we're missing? All of a sudden, they're confused. Oh, they don't know Jesus, brother. They don't know Caesar Borgia, brother. They don't know that European man that died for their sins, brother. No. It tells you right in the verse what our people were destroyed for a lack of. But the pseudo-religionists can't read. Let's read it. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I also will reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law, meaning the Torah of thy God. I will also forget thy children. So what happened? Our people forgot God's law. They wanted to follow religion. They wanted to follow Caesar Borgia. Blonde hair, blue eye, chilling while you're sinning kind of guy. They wanted to worship the beast in his image. Guess what? Some of our Israelite brothers still ain't figure out. You follow Esau, you worshiping the beast and his image. You want to invite Esau to come hang out with you? You worshiping the beast and his image. You want to hang out with Moab and Ishmael and all these other nations? You worshiping the beast and his... Yo, all of these nations have an affinity to the blonde hair, blue eye, chilling while you sinning kind of guy. Not the black man from the tribe of Judah whose feet are so dark it look like it burned in the furnace. Not him. They don't care about him. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge because thou hast rejected knowledge. What was the knowledge of God? His laws, his laws, his laws. Let's go to Baruch chapter 3, verse 28. Precept, 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 precept. Let's go to Baruch chapter 3. I like precepts. Precepts make me smile. Let's go to Baruch chapter 3, verse 28. It says, but they were destroyed because they had no wisdom and perished through their own foolishness. Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law, and the law, and the law that endures forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall be unalive. Now we know why our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. The knowledge that we lack is faith in Christ and keeping God's laws. That's what we lack today. We don't believe that a black man gonna come save us. We think these European folks, we think these Arab folks, we think BRICS, we think the EU, we think the United Nations gonna save us. As for us, our eyes has yet failed for our vain help. You got gang violence all over Chicago, New York, LA, right? Haiti, right? Jamaica, Brazil. But for some strange reason, none of these nations can stop it. They got police on every corner, but for some strange reason, gang activity still exists. That's odd. That's odd. See, black folks haven't figured it out, that they want to keep you in a perpetual cycle of having gangsters, right? That's why they pre-program you with the music to say every 5 years we're going to make some new rapper to get the youth, to convince them to be a gangster so we can keep the police paid, get their paychecks. Come on, they still got to meet that quota. Get those detectives all that money, right? Get the police chief paid, get the mayor paid, right? Get the prosecuting attorney paid. You want to be a gangster, right? You going to pay the judge, you going to pay the lawyer. Y'all don't see we still in the trick bag, y'all? Y'all don't see we still in the trick bag? I want y'all to think about it. I want y'all to think about it. Our people are going to jail over a nickel bag or a dime bag, right? Or a quarter bag, right? And guess what? They paying the lawyer, they paying the bail's bondsman, they paying the police, they paying the judge, they paying the magistrate, they even paying the damn janitor in the jail. What the hell you talking about you want to be a gangster? What the hell you talking about you want to be a banger? Now I see Israelites that's out here that know that they Israel, but they still toting why they doing music videos talking about God. The hell is this? What is going on? What is wrong with our people? What is wrong? We got to wake up. We got to wake up. Yeah, that's the next precept I was going to. You read my mind. Let's go to it. Isaiah chapter 51. Like a bull in a net. Isaiah chapter 51. Brother read my mind. Isaiah 51 verse 20. Thy sons, thy sons, thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets as a wild bull in the net. The head of the streets is the corners. They are full of the fury of the Lord, the rebuke of God, the rebuke of God. Therefore, hear now this, thou afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. Thus saith thy Lord, the Lord, and thy God. Thus saith thy Lord, the Lord, and thy God. Wow. That's two different people right here. That's Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. That's Yasha and Yahuwah. That's the Most High and Christ that pleadeth the cause of his people, his people, his people, his people. Behold, I have taken out of thy hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee. Meaning what? These same people that manipulated us to say, you're no longer going to be called a slave. We're going to call you a suspect, right? God is going to take the misery that we suffered from and pass it over to them. Oh yeah, they're going to drink the cup. Esau going to drink the cup. Babylon going to drink. Y'all do know Babylon and Esau is synonymous, right? So when I say Babylon, y'all know who that's talking about. Babylon going to drink the cup. Moab going to drink the cup. Ishmael going to drink the cup. All of these nations that had a part in bottlenecking our people into a way of life where they only had the choice of being against. It's like, y'all, it's like we put in a manufacturing plant, right? You came out of Africa as a king and a priest. You went into the factories of America and you came out a slave, that's one injection mold. A suspect, that's another injection mold. A gangbanger, a pimp, a thug, a thot, a streetwalker, a busybody, a bad bee. Those are all injection models because they programmed you through what? Movies, music, magazines to perpetuate the same anti-lifestyles. Who's seen the movie They Clone Tyrone? Who's seen the movie They Clone Tyrone? I ain't never seen Trading Places. I gotta look that up. Who's seen the movie They Clone Tyrone? What was the movie They Clone Tyrone about? What was the movie They Clone Tyrone about? It was about black and brown people being cloned to perpetuate the same lifestyle over and over and over, no matter what city you go. You go to Chicago, there's gangsters there. You go to LA, there's gangsters there. You go to Atlanta, there's gangsters there. You go to St. Louis, Missouri, there's gangsters there. How is it that we're disconnected by cities and states, but this, but the same injection mold is pre-programmed to be manufactured to say, when I grow up, I want to be a thug. When I grow up, I want to be a GD, a Vice Lord, a Blood, a Crip. Y'all, it's time to stop banging. Watch this. Let's go to Exodus chapter 23. Let's start at verse 2. Exodus chapter 23, verse 2. It says, thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. God is saying here to us, y'all, don't follow the crowd to do evil. A lot of times, our sons, our cousins, our nephews, because the father is taken out of the life of that young man, the women can't control them. So what do? They run in the streets and they start playing with their friends. And then their friends get into trouble and start thinking of knucklehead ideas. Oh, you know what? I got an idea, bruh. Let's go rob the pizza man. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's call and make it like we gonna order a pizza to the house next door and then let's run up on them. Not realizing they record your name and your address on the recorder when you order pizza, dummy. Not realizing that your name, your address, and your voice is recorded for quality and assurance purposes, dummy. They don't realize that. Watch this. When God says don't follow a multitude to do evil, let's look at another precept that says the same thing. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 1. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 1. Let's start at verse. Let's start at verse 7. It says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. The beginning of knowledge. Remember when it said earlier, our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge? Blessings to you. Hope you're doing well. Remember when it said our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, right? It says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Meaning what? When you're afraid to be judged by God, you're going to say, you know what? I'm not going to lie because I know God going to throw me in a lake of fire. I know I ain't going to steal because God going to jack me up. I know I ain't going to unalive nobody because God going to jack me up. That's the mindset you have when you realize that you shouldn't get involved with gang violence. Watch this. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Meaning what? All the spiritual advice that's in this Bible, a foolish person will not take heed to what's written in it. They won't listen. They won't pay attention. They're going to do whatever the hell they want to do. Watch this. Shalom to you. Hope you're doing well. It says, my son, hear the instruction of thy father, thy father, thy father. So the first person to give instruction was the father, and forsake not the law of thy mother. For they, meaning what you learn from your parents, shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head and chains about thy neck. Meaning what? It's going to guide you in the right direction. You better listen to your mama when she say something right. You better listen to your father when he say something right. My son, Proverbs chapter 1, verse 10. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. Meaning what? If somebody tell you, hey, let's do this, that's evil, don't follow them. That's exactly what we just read in Exodus. Do not follow a multitude to do evil. Y'all do me a favor, tap the screen, get the likes up, share the room with at least 10 people. Y'all know TikTok be censoring my stuff, so y'all make sure y'all share the room. All right? Y'all make sure y'all share the room with at least 10 people, y'all. Watch this. Verse 10. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. Meaning what? If somebody trying to convince you to do something wrong, do not consent to them. Do not allow them to trick you. Do not allow them to play you. Do not allow them to manipulate you. You understand? Watch this. It says, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause. These them jokers that they call lurkers. Those jokers that they call lurkers, meaning what? They're in the streets of the city, lurking privately, looking for someone to mug, looking for somebody to run up on. Y'all saw back in the day a couple years ago where a bunch of kids was doing all manner of evil, recording themselves going pew pew in the streets, shouting world star. That stuff's still going on, y'all. Still going on. If they say, join our gang, join our club, join this, join that, come with us. Let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave and whole as those that go down to the pit. So here's how they convince young men. They say, hey, we gonna get rich, bro. This such and such person, this will be a smooth lick. All we got to do is wait for them, and we could go here, we could do this, and guess what? They ain't home right now. We could get we could get this, we could get that. There's TVs there. They got laptops. We could sell it and make mad money. That's how they start convincing these young men that don't got no better, that don't know no better, right? They don't see the aftermath of if you get locked up and the property is over $500, that's 5 years. They don't know the consequences of their actions. They just think, you know what? I can make some quick money. I can make some quick cash. not realizing that those actions always have a consequence. Watch this. This is Proverbs 1, verse 13. We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil. That's the mindset of the gangsters. That's the mindset of the thugs, the GDs, the vice lords, right? The Crips, the Bloods, MS-13s, Latin Kings. They say, cast in thy lot among us. Let us all have one purse. Meaning what? They're saying, hey, let's go get the bag, bro. Let's go get the bag, sis. Because you got young women that's falling for this stuff too now. My son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path. Meaning, don't go in that direction, young man. Don't go in that direction, young woman. Don't go in that direction, nephew. For their feet run to evil, 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 and make haste to shed blood. Meaning what? That young man that just joined that gang, he didn't realize that in order for you to get initiated, it's blood in and blood out. In order to get initiated, you got to unalive somebody to join their squad. Or you got to do something evil as hell to join their squad. You understand? There are some gangs out here that you gotta forewarn, brothers. Guess what? If you join that gang, that gang right there, that particular clique, those are all sodomite gangsters. You may think there's some camaraderie and friendship. Nah, those brothers are peanut butter and jelly bandits all together. All of them. And a young man might think, oh, this brotherhood, these brothers showing me love and blah, blah. Next thing you know, you got P. Diddy trying to rub your back. The hell is this? That's what's going on here. That's what's going on. For their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. Meaning what? These same gangsters are going around unaliving people and they think they're getting away with it. You ain't getting away with it with the Most High. You're not getting away with it. Now watch this. Here's the proof. Verse 17. Surely in vain is the net spread in the sight of any bird. So God is giving you a parable here. He's saying, look, when you take a net and you throw it in front of a bird, is it going to catch the bird? No. It's in vain for you to set a trap for a bird and the bird not see the trap and get caught in the trap. But not black folks. Oh, no, 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 no. The CIA, the FBI, they be setting up black folks over and over and over and over and over, and we always fall for it. We always fall for it. All they got to do is put a box in the middle of the street in some urban city, and black folks will go and look. Oh, there's a box right here. Nobody looking. I look to the left. I look to the right. Let me see what's inside the box. Oh, look, your super soaker's in the box. Oh, look, his canopy in the box. Oh, look. And then they take it out of the box. And next thing you know, a truck pull up and a whole squad of white boys in a bunch of jumpsuits coming out with pew-pews and saying, hey, you're under arrest. We falling for it all the time like dummies. Y'all ain't never heard of bait cars? Y'all ain't never heard of bait cars where cops would literally park a car in an urban center, put a stack of cash in the car or something that'll entice a dumb Negro, and they go and check and see, oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and try to go in this car and steal something out of it. And as soon as they touch the door handle, excuse me, you're under arrest. It's a setup, bruh. It's a setup, bruh. It's a setup, bruh. Y'all ain't never heard of speed traps? Y'all ain't never heard of speed traps? Where a speed trap is when you're driving down a city block. And on that city block, first it says 55 miles per hour, then 45 miles per hour, then it says 55 miles per hour again, then it jumps real quick down to 35 miles per hour. You're like, hold up, wait a minute. How did it jump from 55 miles per hour to 35 miles per hour just in this little area right here? It's called a setup, bruh. It's a speed trap. And you run right through it. You run 60, 70 right through. I was like, bro, I thought it was 55. How it was 35? Oh, it's the middle of the night. I'm sorry, it's 2 a.m. And next thing you know, you get arrested because the officer decided to sprinkle a little something in the back seat. And now you got an arrest warrant and you're like, hey, wait a minute. Wait. How did this speeding ticket turn into a smug charge? How did a speeding ticket end up to now me facing 10 years in prison? It's a setup, bro. America is a trick bag, y'all. Get your plane tickets. Get your plane ticket. Y'all, America is a trick bag, y'all. America is set up to make you fail. America is established to make you as a black man fail. Get your plane ticket. Get your passport. Do something different. Do something, make a life for yourself somewhere else, because in Babylon, they're going to find a way. Y'all, do you know I got seven relatives, all in my same age, cousins and brothers? Every single one of us either got pulled over, arrested, locked up, off of minor shit that don't even make no damn sense. I'll give you an example. Story time. Driving somewhere in Georgia. I ain't going to name the name because some of y'all are stalkers out here. Driving somewhere in Georgia. Stop at a stoplight. I look to the left. I look to the right. I look to the left again. I see a cop car right there at the corner. I turn the corner and make a right. And then I pull into my neighborhood and the cop is following me. I'm looking in the mirror. I'm like, oh, here we go with that BS again. I pull into my driveway. While I'm in the driveway, the cop is like, hey, you can't get out. Stop right there. I'm going to give you a citation because approximately 5 blocks ago, 5 miles down the road, you didn't stop when you were supposed to stop. I said, what the hell is this? I stopped. I looked right at you. What are you talking about? I'm sorry, sir. Here's your citation. The road, you didn't stop when you were supposed to stop. I said, what the hell is this? I stopped. I looked right at you. What are you talking about? I'm sorry, sir. Here's your citation. I can't. Don't say nothing. If I pop off on them, they got a pistol. I ain't got no pistol. Don't say nothing. Just shh. Don't. Here go my sister. Can I get out of the car right now? I don't want to be sitting here in the car while you do this dumb shit. I'm like, sis, be quiet. Shut up. Do you not know where we're at right now? Do you not understand that we in the middle of Georgia? Where these folks be walking around with flags, where these jokers be walking around with Casper the Friendly Ghost mask over their head. Shut up. She just looking at me. I don't want. When you in front of your enemy, keep your mouth closed. That's one thing black folks have not figured out yet. When you in front of those that don't have your best interest at heart, be quiet. So now I got to go to court for a citation. Go to pay the citation. They say, well, sir, I'm sorry, you can't pay it. Now you got to do community service. Now I'm on the side of the Georgia road off of a $300 stop sign ticket, picking trash off the side of the road like a damn slave. I'm telling y'all, they change you from being slave to suspect. I'm telling y'all, it's a trick bag. I'm telling you, America's a setup, bruh. America is a setup. Straight up. Straight up. Let's go back. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 18, verse 17. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird, and they lay wait for their own blood. Meaning what? These same people that want to live that anti-lifestyle of being a gangster, they laying in wait for their own destruction. It says, surely in vain is the net spread in the sight of any bird. Meaning a bird can see a trap when it's a setup, but not black folks in America. Nope. Not Latinos in America. Nope. We can't see that we being played out here. We can't see it. Shalom to you. Hope you're doing well. We can't see that we're being played in America. And they lay in wait for their own blood, they lurk privily for their own lives. So are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain, greedy of gain, greedy of gain. That's the problem with our people. They're greedy for money. They're greedy for gain. They rather rob. They rather steal. They rather do everything but establish their own business. They rather do everything but establish their own work. They rather do everything they can to scheme and to scam instead of building their communities, building hospitals, building their own organizations to support themselves. Man, I'm telling you, this Bible is heavy, y'all. So are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain. I always say this. If a person is willing to lie to you or lie about you to others, they're willing to unalive you. They're willing to steal from you. They're willing to lay down with your spouse. Because one sin is akin to another sin. There's no sin that's different than the other. If a person lie, I say, hey, you ain't lying to me, you lie to God. If you're willing to lie to me, that means you're willing to rob me. You're willing to unalive me. That's why I don't mess with nobody that's a liar. That's why I don't mess with people that thieve around. That's why I tell people, look, when you come to this truth, it's time to be born again. All those friends that you used to have back in the world, get rid of them. Don't deal with them no more. Don't deal with them no more. Tell them straight up, hey, we can't be friends no more. You want to be a gangbanger? I'm good off for that. You want to run in the streets? I'm good off for that. You let them know with unequivocation. Don't be shy about it too. Just like they be like, hey, don't judge me. You better be like, hey, when you go in front of the judge, when you do something wrong, you don't say that. You don't say to that European judge that's sitting on there, don't judge me. So it's better for me as a brother talking to you brother to brother to say, hey, get out of that gang lifestyle. You ain't got to be no thug. You ain't got to be no crip. You ain't got to be no vice lord. You ain't got to be no pusher. You ain't got to be no dealer. You understand? But our people don't want to hear that. Such are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof. You see that? People that are greedy for money, they're willing to unalive others for that money. That's what happens with the gang lifestyle. It starts little by little by little until it gets big. Now you in prison and you got people trying to look at you saying, hey, you want to come work for the cartel? Nah, I'm good. I'm straight. I remember seeing brothers that were innocent young men. Now all of a sudden somebody want to use them as a mule. Now all of a sudden somebody want to use them as a runner. Now all of a sudden, and guess what? Our older folks in the older generation, some of them don't know nothing about it. Or some of them do know about it or used to be in that. Because y'all know y'all got some of them preachers that used to be gangbangers and all of that. But they don't say nothing to change the lives of the youth. They just sit in their churches. They just sit in the churches and be like, oh, God bless Caesar Borgia. Amen, 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 amen. And everybody saying amen and ain't nobody damn change. That's your modern day churches today. Nobody's going to stand up and say, look, why don't you go in the streets and reach these knuckleheads and tell them straight to the face, get off this block with all this gangbanging stuff. Get off the block or we're going to run you off the block with all this gangbanging BS. Nobody doing that because they scared. They afraid. Oh, I'm scared of a little 17-year-old with a pew-pew. I'm scared. Grab some cojones, brothers. How is it that black folks are scared of a 16, 17-year-old with a little 22? But guess what? That same 17-year-old scared of a scrawny little dude with a badge and a pew-pew. And once they see that squad car, they running. But you they cousin, you they daddy, you they father, and you can't run up to them and be like, bro, get up off of this. Man, I don't want to see you in the street no more. Get up out of here with all that BS. Why you ain't in school? Why you not in college? Come on, man. We ain't got brothers that's going to stand up. We ain't got mothers that's going to stand up. We ain't got fathers that ain't going to stand up. We need you to get into this fight. King Solomon, one of the wisest black men to walk on the face of the earth, His father was King David. King David had instructed his son how to be a man. Our responsibility as men is to do the same. 1 Kings chapter 2, 1 Kings chapter 2, verse 2. I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man. David said to his son, show yourself a man. But did that mean start gangbanging? Did that mean get as much girls as you can? Did that mean get as much money as you can? Or did that mean something else? Let's find out. Verse 3. And keep the charge, and keep the charge, and keep the charge, and keep the charge of the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, to keep his statutes, his commandments, his judgments, his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself. That the Lord may continue his word, which he spake concerning me, saying, if your children take heed to their ways, to walk before me in truth with all their heart and with all their soul, there shall not fail thee a man to sit on your throne of Israel. Y'all hear that? Y'all, it's time to get back on the throne. It's time to get back on the throne, kings. It's time to get back on the throne, kings. It's time to rise up and stand up against the workers of iniquity. Thank you for listening to the Forefront Radio. I've been crying aloud so much my throat done went sore. So I appreciate everyone that joined in the discussion. We're going to continue another time. I'm going to go get me some water. Y'all know how we do. Cry aloud, spare not. If you haven't followed the Forefront Radio, feel free to do so. Follow us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, the Forefront Radio 2.0. A replay of this live will air later today on YouTube. If you missed any of this episode, make sure you go to youtube.com, type the Forefront Radio 2.0. And with that, we say shalom. Peace to the 12.